Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to your final lesson of the week for math. This lesson will be focusing on fractions on a number line, and not just fractions, but also mixed numbers and improper fractions as well. So we'll review a little bit from our last unit before spring break. So I want you to open up to page 335 in your activity book, and let's take a look at the top two pictures here. Both of these show what a fraction could look like, or what a whole would look like from 0 to 1. The top one is what we call a fraction bar. That's what we were working with in our last lesson. And today we're going to talk about number lines. And so I want you to compare the fraction bar to the number line. How is it similar, but then how is it also different as well? Pause it and think about it for about 30 seconds. Okay, so what you probably noticed is that with the fraction bar, it's broken into unit fractions. So this is worth 1/4. This is worth 1/4. All the way, all four parts are each worth 1/4. A number line tells us how far away from 0 each fourth is getting. And so, yes, they're the same because they're similar because they're each broken into 4 equal parts, but the way we label them is differently. So we start at 0, and we have 1/4 to 2/4 to 3/4, all the way over to 4/4. All right, as we look towards the middle of the page, we see 3 different number lines, and they're showing 3 different fractions, right? Each whole here is broken into different amounts. The top one is broken into 2 equal pieces, so these are all halves. But notice how the halves continue to count up. Same as fourths. That's similar to what we just saw, right? And then this one is eighths. We're going to use these number lines to go ahead and try and determine which fractions are larger. Let's do a couple together, and then I'll have you working on your own. All right, so 3/4 and 5/2. So I got to find my fourths. I know this is 3/4 right here, and then 5/2. Okay, so I go over. Here's 1/2 or 1 whole or 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves. Here's 5/2 right here. 5/2 is greater than 3/4 because 5/2 is further away from 0 than 3/4 is. So 5/2 is larger. Well, 15/4 and 20/8. Well, let's find those. In fourths, I got to go all the way over here to find 15/4. And then with 20/8, I see right here is 20/8, right? And so 15/4 is 3 whole and 3/4 more. 20/8 is 2 whole and 4/8 more. 3 3/4 or 15/4 is larger than 20/8. Go ahead, pause your video and try to solve 3 and 4 as mixed numbers. So you'll look on the bottom of the number lines. Go ahead and begin and see which is larger. Pause it now. Okay. For number 3, what you should have found is, if you're looking, let's go ahead and clean this up. As you're looking for 10/4, we're in our fourths here, and I see 10/4 right here, right? And then I see 24/8 right here. And so these are pretty close, but 24/8 is slightly further away from 0 than 10/4 is. So 24/8 is larger. And then with my mixed number, I have 2 whole and 4/8 more. So I'm dealing in my eighth. So 2 and 4/8 is labeled right here. And then 1 and 3/4. 1 and 3/4 is back here. So that's smaller than 2 and 4/8 was. So I would say 2 and 4/8 is larger. Some of you might have said, well, 2 and 4/8 has to be bigger because it's greater than 2 whole, and 1 and 3/4 is only bigger than 1 whole. That would have been great. Let's do A and B together for number 5, and then I'll have you work on the rest. Okay? So what you're doing is trying to find the point and write either the fraction or the mixed number. If you want a challenge, trying to do them both. Okay? So let's look at A and let's see if we can find it. A is here, right? This is our halves number line. And so I see 8 halves right here. And so each of these is going up 1 more half. So 8 to 9 halves. Okay? So I would label it as 9 halves. Well, you could also call it 4 whole, and you're going to go up 1 more half. So we could have also said that that is 4 whole, and whoa, that's a long 4, and 1 more half. Okay? With B, let's find where B is. B is right here. So we had 4/4 right before it. Let's jump up 1 more, and you have 5/4. Well, you could have also said, hey, that's the same as 1. And how I went up 1 more fourth, so 1 whole, because that was my last spot. So another group is just 1/4 more. And you can see if I go up 1 more, it's 1 and 2/4. So just find those patterns. Okay, try C through H on your own. And then we'll go through a couple of more of them together and talk about a couple more, and you can check your homework. So pause it now and finish up. All right, let's see how you did. I really want to look at 3/8 and 7/8. Why are there only two options for that? Think about that. Right? Pause it if you need to and try and figure it out. Some of you knew, right? These two, E and F, are both less than 1. So you can't write a mixed number if it's going to be less than 1. You could have wrote 0 and 3/8 or 0 and 7/8 if you wanted, I guess, and technically you'd be right. But that's the reason there's only a fraction written and not a mixed number. Okay. The rest of these, if you got some wrong, right, try and go back and figure out, okay, how many parts away from 0 was I? And then that's how you're going to be able to figure out the fraction, and then look at the whole and how many more parts away from the last whole were you. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. On page 336, I believe, right? Yeah, 336. And so first thing we're going to do is we're only dealing with 0 to 1 to start with. So we're just looking at how many equal parts there are between 0 and 1, because that tells us what fraction we're dealing with. So let's do number 6 together. I see 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So I'm going to write 3 up here. So that means these are in thirds. So let's label them. So I see 1/3, my first one. Now I go one more third is going to be 2/3. And I can label my last one too. Whole is 3 total thirds, 3 out of 3. Try 7, figure out how many parts make up the whole here between 0 and 1, and 8, how many parts make up the whole between 0 and 1, right? That's what we're just focused on right now, 0 and 1. How many parts make up the whole? And then label each line. Work neatly, especially down here, it's going to get kind of cramped. All right, go ahead and pause it now and finish that up. Let's see how you did. Look how neat my writing got all of a sudden. Now, we have 6 equal parts for 7, and so your fraction should be labeled like this, and you probably called this 6/6 as one whole, and 9 equal parts for number 8, so you could have also written this as 9/9. Okay? So it should look something like this. As we move further down, we're going to try and compare some fractions again. So let's do the first one again, just like we did last time, and I'll let you do these two. So 4/3 and 7/6. So I know my thirds are in this top one. Well, I got to find 4/3. 1, 2, 3. Here is 4/3 right here. Right? So I know that that is 4/3. And if I want to compare that to 7/6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 7/6, right? Not by much, but 4/3 is slightly bigger. Now think about that. 4/3 is 1 and 1/3 more, and 7/6 is 1 and 1/6 more. They're each one piece bigger than one whole, but we know from our first lesson that thirds are bigger than sixths. So I know 4/3 is larger than 7/6. Try number 10, and then also try number 11. It's with mixed numbers, right? Go ahead, pause it now. See if you can figure those two out. Now, for number 10, 18/6 was larger than 8/3 because you're counting 18/6 away from 0 and then 8/3 away from 0 as well. 8 of these thirds away from 0, and you're going to find 18/6 is further away. And same thing with 3 and 5/6 is further away from 0 than 3 and 2/3 is. Good. Now let's get on to the last part. Okay, we have 2 more, 12 and 13. Write the fraction or the mixed number. So once again, if you want to challenge yourself, try and do both. For each lettered point above, describe any patterns you see with your class. Well, change that with the dog, right? So if you got a dog next to you, talk to your pooch. In fact, you may have heard my dog barking earlier in the lesson. Dolly. There we go, dog. Okay, and if you don't have a dog, just talk to yourself. We are all doing it now. Okay, let's find A right here. A is in thirds, we know that. And so we are 1/3 away. And so you can label it right above it if you want, and then you could label below it as well, or you can label down on the line. We know that the fraction is 1/3, and it's less than one whole, so this would be a case where you cannot do a mixed number. Now for B, let's look at B. This one we know is 1/3, 2/3 away from one whole. So we have one whole right here, and then 1, 2 more thirds. So you could label that as 1 2/3. Or you could say, well, here's 3/3 here, or you could just start from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/3, right? And so I could say these are my two ways of labeling 1 2/3 or 5/3. These are the two ways to label B. Now, go ahead and do that for C through I and see if you can label both or either is fine. And we'll check it at the end. Okay? So pause the video now and work on C through I. All right, now for 13, the trickiest part of the lesson here, I think, is we're dealing with fifths and tenths. All right, so study the number line, pause it right now, see if you can figure out where are fifths and where are tenths. How can you break this number line, or how can you see 10 equal parts or 5 equal parts? Okay, let's go ahead and look at tenths. I think I bet many of you saw that first. So each of these lines will break it into 10 equal parts from 0 to 1. That's the important thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tenths at one whole. Now fifths, did you catch that? Every other line is just a little bit longer. So the longer lines represent our fifths. Look at that. Let's try to see this here. So 0, there's 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and that would make 5/5 right there. All right, so let's clean this up. And let's find 1/5, right? 1/5 is going to be this spot right here. So that first long line is our first fifth. We're going to call that A. Okay? Now 7 tenths. Remember, for tenths, I'm just counting the shorter, or not, sorry, I'm counting all of the lines, all of the equal parts, because from 0 to 1, we have 10 equal parts. So 7 tenths, I got to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. Makes that B. And I'll do one more. Let's do 1 2/5. Okay, so 1 whole and 2 more fifths. So here's 1 whole. But remember, I'm now counting 1/5, 2/5. That second long line, that point right there, clean up my arches here. So 1, 2. That second long line gets me to 1 2/5, so I'm going to label that as C. Try and do D through H, but notice with H, 5 1/2. 5 1/2 more of a whole. Think about where you're going to put that. We'll talk about that one next. All right, go ahead and pause the video right now and do those last 5. And this will be, then we'll also go through what we did for 12 and 13 here. All right. Now let's check out those answers. Okay, so here's 12, right? And so what we were doing is we were counting, finding thirds, sixths, and ninths, and we were trying to figure out how far away from 0 we were with all those. And so, for example, with bottom row was always in ninths, the middle row was always in sixths, obviously, because that's where the number line they were on. And so one thing you may have noticed, I said a little bit earlier, I believe as well, fractions mean division. So really 5/3 is the same as 1 2/3, or the same as 5 divided by 3. You get 1 with a remainder of 2, but really you know that we're dealing with thirds, so that's the way it worked out that way. Okay, so check these, pause it if you need to, go back and try and figure out why these answers were what they were if you got some mistakes on there. And then check for your mixed numbers where you put them on each of these number lines. And then I wanted to talk about this. Look where it is. It's H is in the middle of 5 and 6. It's halfway in between 5 and 6, 5 1/2. And so really one other way you could look at that is you could say, well, that's the same as 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. That makes sense, right? 5 tenths is going to be the same as 1/2 because 5 is half of 10. Excellent. Okay. So now your next job, go through the rest of these if you didn't get a chance yet. Pause it if you need to. And then your job is going to be, there is no Think Central homework today. This was only half of the lesson. Okay, so you'll finish the next one next week. And so you're going to click on the iExcel practice, and I want you to practice between 10 and 20 minutes.